With the 26th pick in the draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Bruno Fernando from the University of Maryland. Fernando is a fiery and passionate competitor who brings 110% effort and energy to the court every night. He already has an NBA body standing 6'10", 237 pounds with only 5% body fat. Bruno possesses a combination of size, length, and athleticism. He will make his money with his defense and rebounding. Bruno was the defensive anchor on his team, and Maryland played better defense and allowed fewer points with him on the court. He's able to cover smaller forwards on the perimeter and is able to switch off of screens effectively. Fernando crashes the offensive and defensive glass relentlessly, and it was hard for opposing college basketball players to keep him off the offensive glass. Due to his energy and athleticism, his rebounding should definitely translate to the NBA. He averaged a double-double in his sophomore season at Maryland. His 22 double-doubles on the season were tied for the second most in the nation. Much of Bruno's offensive game is played around the rim. He loves to dive to the basket and can finish through contact. He has all the makings of being a good leader for a team with his infectious personality and energy. He showed this past season how much he has grown as a leader, and anybody would love to have more of that on their team. With Tristan Thompson on the last year of his contract, drafting a big man here will make a lot of sense. With the 27th pick in the draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Nickeil Alexander-Walker from Virginia Tech University. He is looked at as a versatile combo guard who brings a high basketball IQ and good size and length for the position. Nickeil shows great poise and is rarely sped up. Cool, calm, and collected. Because of an injury to their point guard, he had more chances creating on the ball than last season and has shown he could play both guard positions in the NBA. He does have natural passing instincts, and his vision for a wing player is above average. He's not a great offensive creator, but he has improved. He lacks the explosion you need to consistently get by your defender. He could struggle creating offense off the dribble on the next level. I could see him primarily as a playmaker and a spot-up shooter. He's a solid and competitive defender who should be able to check three positions as his frame continues to fill out. One of the common criticisms about Alexander Walker is that he doesn't offer the potential upside that other prospects in the first round do. He is solid in a lot of areas, but he's not special in any area. I believe teams may pass on him because they might feel another player at his position has a higher upside, or that player does at least one thing at an elite level. Even though guard is not a pressing need for the Nets, I believe Nickeil will be too enticing to pass up at 27. The Golden State Warriors are currently going for a three-peat and win 4 of the last 5 championships. The run this franchise has been on is incredible. This team has the best record in the last 4 seasons than any 4-year period in NBA history. This team will no doubt go down as one of the best of all time. But the question is, how long can they continue to dominate? Of all the years, this season has been the most challenging, as the gap between them and the rest of the league is not as big as it was when KD signed 2 seasons ago. It's hard to stay motivated throughout the regular season when you literally go to the finals every year. Going through the motions and playing down to the competition is human nature for a great team like the Warriors. This upcoming offseason could be a game changer for the Warriors and the rest of the league. With players like Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, and DeMarcus Cousins becoming free agents, and also Shaun Livingston and Andre Iguodala considering retirement, the Golden State Warriors could have a lot of new players going into next season. Adding a young piece to the team who is ready to make an impact from day one could be very beneficial for this dominant team. With the 28th pick in the draft, the Golden State Warriors select Talen Horton-Tucker from Iowa State University. Talen is one of the youngest prospects in the draft, and he is definitely unique. Like Zion Williamson, he has measurements that has never been seen in the history of the NBA. He stands 6'4", weighing 235 pounds, with a ridiculous 7'1" wingspan. He was a solid defensive player in his freshman season, but he is nowhere near what he could become. He has the size and skill set to play 4 positions. At Iowa State, he was put in a lot of isolation and had to create off the dribble, and he definitely showed he was capable. Talen has good vision and has a good feel for the game. You could easily see him as a secondary playmaker and run the offense from time to time. Even though he's not crazy explosive, he routinely beat his opponents off the dribble and either finish at the rim, use his step back, or created opportunities for his teammate. Being more efficient as a jump shooter is something he needs to improve on to get consistent minutes early in his career. Tailing Horton-Tucker can impact the game in a lot of different ways. If he can knock down the three ball with consistency, he could be a steal at 28. With the 29th pick in the draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Luka Samanic from Croatia. Samanic is a fundamentally sound 6'11" power forward who has the offensive skill set that is perfect for today's NBA. He gets a lot of attention from scouts because of his ability to stretch the defense with his shooting, but that's not the only thing he can do on offense. He shows amazing footwork as a post player. Samanic mostly attacks facing up instead of with his back to the basket. Along with his footwork, he uses his quickness to score on his opponents in the post. At the moment, he doesn't have the strength to consistently bang down low with his back to the basket. Getting stronger is a huge priority for Samanic. He had a strong performance at the NBA Combine as he showed how much his game has grown from a year ago. He was probably the most impressive prospect at the NBA Combine with his play during the scrimmage. He has the shooting, ball handling, and feel for the game to be a major contributor for an NBA team. Samanic has been on the NBA radar for quite some time, and he was always projected to be a first-round pick. The progress he's made as an overall prospect is enough to suggest he deserved to be a first-round pick. The Spurs have a plethora of guards on the team. What they lack is a versatile big man who can play inside and out. The Milwaukee Bucks had an amazing season as they took a huge step forward as one of the best teams in the league. The Bucks finished with the most wins at 60 and also finished 4th in the offensive rating and 1st in defensive rating. Head coach Mike Budenholzer took over this team and in just 1 year has turned this team into a force to be reckoned with. But it all starts and ends with their best player, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the likely league MVP. Even though he could win that huge award, he still has a lot of room for improvement. The Raptors exposed his weaknesses during the conference finals. Like Shaquille O'Neal always say, before you succeed, you gotta learn how to fail. I have no doubt that Giannis will get back to work and do everything he can to improve. The Bucks surrounded the Greek Freak with shooters, and that helped create one of the best offenses this past season. It took the defense of Kawhi Leonard and the Raptors to stifle the Bucks enough to lose 4 straight games and end their run in the playoffs. The Bucks have plenty of key players becoming free agents this summer. It will be expensive bringing everybody back, but I don't think the Bucks have any other choice, even if they end up looking to trade one of these players in the near future. Adding a versatile scorer at this spot is what the Bucks could look for at 30. With the 30th pick in the draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Grant Williams from the University of Tennessee. The back-to-back SEC Player of the Year has 3 important attributes: high basketball IQ, strength, and a great touch. What he lacks in height and explosion, he makes up for with his physicality and feel for the game. He was known for his inside game with his time at Tennessee, as he consistently bullied his way to the rim. He also hit you with his fadeaway jumper from the post, which he has perfected. Williams' ability to get constant deep post position led to a lot of free throw attempts. This past season, he attempted 260 free throws. That was 11th in Division I. He is also a good passer. He is good at reading the defense and delivering good passes to his teammates. His outside shooting took a big step forward in his junior season. Even though he has improved it, he needs to continue to get better. Williams is the type of player that can improve the offensive flow with setting great ball screens with his big body, being a good passer, and being a beast on the boards. Being a consistent outside jump shooter can also improve the offensive flow. Williams has the awareness and agility to be a solid defender on the next level. It won't be his strength, but playing with a defensive team like the Milwaukee Bucks, they can certainly cover up his mistakes. His mixture of interior scoring, playmaking, basketball IQ, with the potential to be a threat from the three-point line, makes this an excellent pick for the Milwaukee Bucks.